Sabita Sunkara. And the next question, find customers who never placed an order. So in the interview question, how do you find customers who have never placed an order? Okay. So in that you are seeing customers data and orders data. So why this is a great interview question? So here we have to use left join, null handling and data validation and customer analytics and real business scenario you can see. In real life, where you have to use these cases, this query, you can use customers who never purchased a product, employees who never submitted timesheets, students who never attended classes, accounts with no transaction, products with no sales. Now let's understand the requirement first. We have two tables, customer table. So this table contains all customers, order table. So this table contains customers who placed orders. Okay, now let's compare both tables. So customer ID 1, John exists in orders. Customer ID 2, Alice exists in orders. Customer 3, Bob exists in orders. But customer ID 4 is not present in orders, right? Customer ID 5 also not present in orders. So what is the requirement? We need to find customers who never placed an order. In simple words, find customers from the customers table that do not have matching records in the orders table. Like that. So what you can easily get the expected output, what? Charlie and David, right? These customers never placed any order, right? In the real-time example, imagine an e-commerce website. The business wants to know which customer signed up but never purchased anything, who should receive promotional emails, which customers need follow-up campaigns. This is where this query is useful. So in interview tip, whenever you hear records not present in another table, customers without orders, employees without managers, products without sales, think about left join plus is null. That's the key concept behind this interview question. We will see what a left join returns and why Charlie and David appear in the final result, right? So when perform a left join, the query joins the customers table with the orders table using customer ID. The important thing to remember is left join returns all rows from the left table and matching rows from the right table. So in our example, the left table is customers, the right table is orders. So the step 1, what will happen? SQL starts with customer ID equal to 1. Then John exists in the order table. In fact, John has two orders, order 101, order 103. So SQL returns 2 rows for John. Same, customer ID 2, Alice exists in the order table. She has order 102. So SQL returns Alice with her order details. Customer ID 3, the same, Bob, right? He has order 104. So SQL returns Bob with his order details. Now SQL checks customer ID 4. Charlie exists in customers, but Charlie does not exist in orders. Since left join keeps all customers, Charlie is still returned. However, SQL cannot find matching order details. So order ID becomes null. That's why the same happens for customer ID 5. David exists in customers, but David does not exist in orders. Again SQL returns David, but order column become null. So the result after left join, what happened? Customer John 101, 103 order IDs will appear. Alice 102, Bob 104, Charlie and David showing null values. So why are Charlie and David important? So here you have to notice something interesting. Charlie and David have order ID null. So this means what? No matching order was found. And exactly what we are looking for. So the left join keeps everything from the left table. Matching records get data from the right table. Non-matching records get null values. Null tells us there is no matching record, right? So if an interviewer asks, how do you find records that exist in one table but not another? So you can simply think left join, null values, where right table column is null. These three concepts are commonly used together. So we will see why Charlie and David get null values and how we use those nulls to find customers who never placed an order. Okay, then after performing the left join, we notice it, right? John, Alice and Bob have matching orders, but Charlie and David have null values in the order columns. So why does this happen? Let's understand step by step, okay? So customer ID 4, customer name Charlie. So SQL checks the orders table and searches for customer ID equal to 4. But no record exists since left join keeps all rows from the customer table. Charlie is still included in the result. However, SQL cannot find any matching order details. So therefore, order ID null, customer ID null. So David's case, what happened? Customer ID equal to 5. Customer name David. Again, SQL searched the order table for customer ID 5. No matching record is found. So David is also written, but all columns from the orders table become null. What does null means here? In this scenario, null does not mean empty data. It means no matching record exists in the orders table. This is very important interview concept. So easy example, imagine a classroom. You have a list of students, right? List of all students. You also have a list of students who attended today's class. If a student is missing from the attendance sheet, the student still exists, right? But attendance information does not exist. That missing attendance becomes similar to null after a left join. Left join always keeps all records from the left table. If a matching record exists, return the matching data. If a matching record does not exist, return null values. So we will use these null values in the where clause to get the final answer and find customers who never placed an order. First, SQL joins customers and orders using customer ID. After the left join, the result looks like John 101, John 103, Alice 102, Bob 104, Charlie and David null values. Notice that Charlie and David have null values, right? So this means where clause, that where O dot customer ID is null, returns only rows where no matching order exists. Based on the where clause, you can get answer. I will give one more example. Imagine an online shopping application. Okay, the business asks, show me customers who signed up but never purchased anything. So this query helps identify inactive customers, follow-up opportunities, or customer retention analysis. This is one of the most common SQL interview patterns. Hope this helped you to understand left join and null filtering. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more SQL interview questions and real-time SQL concepts. Thank you. Hey, hi.